Hello, and welcome back to 4 Laps right here on ATYL Media. My name is Alex, but we ain't got time to get into all the intro stuff. A rookie is on the pole for the Indy 500. Can you believe it? I am in shock. On my podcast earlier in the week, not even a full week ago, I was saying Robert Shwartzman was one of my likely picks to go to Bump Day, the last chance qualifier. Well, he was qualifying on Sunday, all right, but he qualified in the Fast 12, the Fast 6, and then Robert Shwartzman and Prema put that car on pole position. Unbelievable. This team was next to last. Robert Schwartzman was next to last on Tuesday practice, and they had only run, I believe, 6 laps. And then teammate Callum Ilott was last on the chart, so Prema was the slowest 2 cars of everyone on Tuesday practice, opening day practice for the Indianapolis 500. What a turnaround. What an upset. I never would have predicted this. I knew that they had speed later in the week. We all saw it, but I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that he'll just get pole. He got pole. Unreal. Such a cool story. Fairy tale stuff. This is just peak Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Expect the unexpected at Indianapolis. Wow. The Indy 500 has a rookie on the pole. That's so cool. Wow. That's our lap 1, by the way. I don't even think I said that. That's lap 1 of this episode. Wow. Love the Indy 500, man. You gotta love the Indy 500. Let's keep trucking, move right along to lap number 2 of this episode of 4 Laps. Jacob Abel was bumped from the Indianapolis 500 just by that much over teammate Rinus Veekay. And interestingly, Rinus Veekay pulled his time out of the Indianapolis 500, went back out there. I thought at the time this was the wrong move because that run, the second run Rinus Veekay had done was slower than what Jacob Abel had just done. Abel had to go back out there, and I was thinking to myself, man, Veekay might have just pulled himself out of the Indy 500. But Jacob Abel also went a bit slower. My guess is because the car was still pretty hot. The engine was still pretty hot from his lap prior. Very disappointing for Dale Coyne Racing. This is, of course, the same team that was bumped a year ago with Nolan Siegel. Hate it for Jacob Abel. They had Miller as a sponsor. That's a huge sponsor get. And to get bumped from the Indy 500, very disappointing. And I'm sure we'll see Jacob Abel bounce back from this. He was the runner-up in Indy Next last year in the championship behind Louis Foster. He's definitely got some talent in him. Just didn't have the speed today in Indianapolis. Also in lap 2, I want to talk about all the crashes we have seen since the boost was turned on for Fast Friday and all of qualifying weekend. We've had Colton Herta, we had Marcus Armstrong, and of course Scott McLaughlin, who we'll talk about here in a little bit, have very violent crashes. And there's been a lot of questions on social media. Why is this happening? This hasn't happened in prior years. And I do want to say on Fast Friday and Saturday, day 1 of qualifying, there were just very high wind gusts in Indianapolis. And these cars are already on edge. They are very loose. If you want to go fast, you have to have a very loose race car. And when you have a loose race car and high wind gusts, just a little bobble, you're going to go spinning. And with that wind, you might go airborne as well. And on top of that, we have the hybrid on the car, which very well might implicate this. I'm not entirely sure on that. But I do know that the big reason we had a bunch of flips on Friday and Saturday, or at least big crashes, on Friday, Saturday, were because of the high winds. Plus, you had the speed boost. Thankfully, both Colton Herta and Marcus Armstrong were okay with their incidents, and both qualified for the Indianapolis 500. Of course, Marcus Armstrong had to get through bump day. He makes it in, and Marcus Armstrong was actually driving his road course car. I believe it was said on the broadcast that it was his Indianapolis road course car. They have converted it into a super speedway car. He will race in the Indianapolis 500 on Sunday in it. As for Colton Herta, he was in the danger zone as well for quite a while. He made a late run on Saturday, get himself qualified into the race, not have to worry about Sunday at all. Colton is actually driving a short track car designed for a track like Iowa and Gateway. And Colton Herta will race in the Indy 500 on Sunday as well. Lap 3 is presented by Happy Hour Racing. You can get some hats, shirts, and more at happyhourracing.com. They have some F1, they have some Indy 500 shirts, and they have a bunch of NASCAR stuff. Happyhourracing.com. They are a proud sponsor of ATYL Media. And they're sponsoring, as I said, Lap 3. In lap 3, I'd like to focus in on Team Penske. I alluded to it earlier. Scott McLaughlin had a nasty crash on Fast 12 practice, and that car was destroyed. This crash actually took a chunk of the track out. They had to patch up the little hole that came into the track from the number 3 car coming back down on the track. A tire went flying. This is a crash IndyCar is definitely going to be looking at, because just 2 years ago, a tire went off Kyle Kirkwood's car and went outside the track and over the catch fence. I'm positive that they are going to be looking into this incident and trying to prevent that even further. Thankfully, Scott McLaughlin is A-OK. In fact, when he got back into the garage, he was high-fiving and giving hugs to his crew members, assuming that he was thanking all of them for all the hard work they'll be having to put in Sunday night and the rest of the week. Scott McLaughlin wasn't the only Team Penske car that didn't run any qualifying laps today, because his teammates Joseph Newgarden and Will Power did not run in Fast 12 qualifying. This is a very, very interesting story here. Will Power actually passed tech inspection per Team Penske IndyCar president Tim Cindric. He said the 12 car passed inspection, but the 2 did not. IndyCar officials did not like the attenuator on the number 2 car, but they pulled the 12 car because Tim Cindric says the 12 car had the exact same deal the 2 car did with the attenuator, so they decided to just pull both the cars to avoid any further issues. Team Penske will once again sweep an entire row, but this year it's row 4 rather than the front row like a year ago. So Joseph Newgarden's quest for 3 in a row will start a little further back, but a little further ahead than he did in 2023. He's still got a good shot. Next up, of course, is the Indianapolis 500, the 109th running, and I am so excited. If you can't tell, qualifying this weekend has me hyped up. This is my favorite weekend of the whole year. The Indy 500 is my favorite race of the year. I love it, I love it, I love it. Who is going to win? Who are the favorites for the Indy 500? I'm still looking at Penske and Ganassi. They've had the speed consistently, going back to testing, through all the practices. If you look at the stats, it's been Dixon, Palou, Newgarden. They've all been up there. And Takuma Sato, I haven't talked about him much at all. I would say he's a wild card I would throw in there. He actually crashed in the testing in April. But this backup car is a monster, nearly got the pole in it. Takuma Sato very well could get his 3rd Indy 500 win as well. And of course, is this the year Pato Award finally wins the Indy 500? I think we're at that point, Pato, where we're all going to start asking, are you ever going to win this thing? He's been close several times. On the front row this time for Pato Award. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens there. A lot can change in a week, as proven by Prema and Robert Shwartzman, so I'm not going to count out anybody. This is anyone's race. Any of these 33 drivers could genuinely win the Indianapolis 500, and I'm going to be there to see who wins it. Next week's 4 laps will very, very likely be a raw reaction from me, just kind of recapping the race, giving my thoughts. I mean, it's not going to be a traditional kind of format of the show, but I want you to write down in the comments, what would you like to see from the Indianapolis 500? What do you think of Robert Schwartzman's big Indy 500 pole? There's so much to talk about. There's so much I didn't even get to. I'm going to get to more on my own with the Gay Racing podcast. My best friend Zach and I will be talking about Robert Schwartzman and more. We have so much to talk about. Indianapolis 500 race week is here. Thank you so much for watching. And again, check out the Gay Racing podcast. Check out more from ATYL Media on all the ATYL Media socials. Check out Happy Hour Racing, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.